Hey there, fellow travelers. Jocelyn with Wolters World, and today we want to give you some tips about B&Bs and rolling with the punches. So last night we were sort of debating this trip that we had planned to Savannah because there's a hurricane coming in, and it's always a little iffy whether or not you're going to get out before those big winds get in or not. But then our flight was delayed, and then it was delayed by many hours because the plane was broken. So we sort of took that as a sign that we were not meant to go this weekend. And so we're rolling with the punches. We stopped at the town that we were in, that we were flying out of. We just decided to look for a great B&B, and we found this gem of a place, the Vrooman Mansion, and we've had a wonderful stay. So we just want to talk to you a little bit about B&Bs. So follow us in. So Mark and I used to stay in B&Bs a lot more when the kids were really young or when we didn't have the kids with us. But you know what? I don't know why we didn't take the kids, because it's a really wonderful experience. You get to maybe step back in history. Most B&Bs, especially in the United States, tend to be older homes like this one. So you get to experience a little bit of how people lived in the 1800s or something, and in some places in the world it's much older than that. So you really get a taste of history when you're staying in a B&B. I bet if you think about it, your small town or your big city has a few B&Bs and some really beautiful old historic homes. So my favorite part about staying in a B&B is that you're really supporting preservation efforts. And as a preservationist, I find that any way that we can save old buildings is really wonderful. And I'm a big believer that the greenest building ever made is one that's already been built. And so when you support an old building and the people who care for it, you're really doing something good for not only yourself and the building, but I think that you're really in the long run doing something good for the earth. The second thing that I love about B&Bs, other than being great for preservation, is you get really personalized care. You get a wonderful breakfast, but your rooms are very personal. It's not like the typical hotel where every single room looks the same. Rooms are intentional and they're personal, and you feel at home. And I think that that's a really wonderful feeling to have when you're on the road, especially when you're on the road as much as we are. Staying somewhere where it's like home is a great comfort. So along with that personalized idea, on top of personalized spaces, usually B&Bs tend to be owner-operator sort of things, where the people actually live in the place. And it's not just a sterile business. They actually care about this place and they take care of it, and you're really being welcomed into their home. And so the care you get is much more personalized. You have wonderful breakfasts that you'll never find at a Holiday Inn Express, no offense. This morning we had grilled peaches with whipped white chocolate mousse and a beautiful frittata, and it was a really great breakfast. And it was thoughtful, and they, will avoid things if you have any dietary concerns or things like that. You don't have to worry about it. They take care of that for you. Often those owner-operators tend to go really all out and decorate for the seasons. So if you happen to be here, during Christmas or some other wonderful holiday, you will find really beautiful things everywhere, and it's again that idea of personality and personalized space. So how about this for personalized? Just so happens that Mark and my wedding song is right here, open on the piano. What a great touch. I'm sure they knew that. So often our videos are all over the world, and Mark and I also really want to encourage people to travel within their own communities. Go and see something different, learn a little bit about your hometown or the town just across the way. And a B&B gives you a really great opportunity to do that. You get to have a really wonderful, personalized, relaxing staycation, as it were. And you get to spend a little time in a historic place, and so you get to learn more about and maybe delve into the history of your own town or the town next door. And you don't have to travel far and wide to get that enriching travel experience. And so B&Bs really contribute to that idea. So one other thing you might keep in mind that is special about B&Bs is often, not always, but often, many B&Bs will be open for special events. So for a bridal luncheon or a special tea, maybe you're going to have a baby shower, something like that, or and wedding rehearsal dinners and things like that. Often you can book a B&B for that kind of special occasion. Makes it a little bit more special when you're in a really lovely setting like this. The Vrooman, for instance, has some really special events coming up. They're going to have a wine night. They're going to have a tea right before the new Downton Abbey movie comes out. So check out your local B&Bs and the Vrooman and see what you find. Maybe you'll find some really great, amazing events that you can go to and participate in. And some of them have really great fundraising events too. So check them out and see what you find. So we'd like to thank the wonderful people at the Vrooman Mansion in Bloomington, Illinois for letting us have a weekend away, even when we thought we were going much further away. We've had a wonderful experience. It's been really relaxing and personalized. And so we hope that you guys will maybe do the same thing, find a wonderful B&B near you. And if you're in the Bloomington area, check this one out because the Vrooman is amazing. But delve into, your own history and your own past in your own town. So from Bloomington, Illinois, bye.